All right. Hello, fellow photographers. Welcome back to the live stream. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. A lot of you submitted photos for today's sessions, and I'm happy to be back after coming from vacation. Photos for today's sessions, and unfortunately, but I was kind of expecting it. My kids are sick again. This time it's smallpox or something like that. I don't know if that's the right name in English, but that's to be expected to get at some point. But it just feels like we are getting from sickness to sickness. But anyways, today's I have prepared 30 photos. I can't really do more than that because then it's like too long. So thank you for understanding that some of them might not be shown during this stream. And if you want to participate, you can actually check this. It's on the other side. This one? No, this one. Yeah, over there. Here, you can check how to submit to subreddit. Before we start, I would like to say thank you to everyone who is member of the channel. It's Marius Deskalu, Ket Mesarovic, Zanes Addiction, Jiří Kolařík, Brian Egerton, Getons, which is Tommaso, Tim McGraw, and David Allison. Thank you for your support. So that is that. And as I said, this is actually a pretty strong round, I would say. So many beautiful photos submitted. So let's jump right into it. But before we actually jump right into it, I will just make sure that okay, perfect. So I just wanted to see I just wanted to check if the sound is okay. If you feel like the sound is somehow off, or the music is too loud, too quiet, just let me know and I will see what I can do with that. So let's start with the first finalist, which is this photo called Guiding Lines. And to be honest, when let me get this. Okay, it works now. So when I first saw this, I was a little bit confused because there is a part of the ground which is missing, which is a little bit like making this cyclist almost like standing in the air, which feels a little bit weird. But I really like the tones, the black and white, strong figure to ground relationship. You have missed this fog. I think it would be it would even be a decent photo without the figure of the cyclist, but with it I think it's better. I always find this place very interesting because of the visual stimulation and converging lines of the scene. Plus this time I managed to capture an interesting frame of the cyclist soaking in the view in front of him as he's about to set off to a long journey. Yeah, but as I said, it's just this crop It just feels. Yeah, I wish there was a bit of the ground. Okay, sorry about that. Just a bit of the ground, and but maybe it's better this way. Maybe this feels a little bit more. I wouldn't say necessarily mysterious, but a little bit more interesting than all the other photos we see with cyclists. So congratulations. Let's add it to the collection. And today's round is round 38. And this is our first finalist. Let me just bring that back. Okay, I was trying to oh, this is messy. Okay, let me find that again. I had the Instagram profile prepared, but somehow it got lost. Where is that photo? Ah, here it is. Okay. And this is the Instagram. Not sure why it didn't show the first time. All right. And sorry for the messy start. Oh, this is a cool photo. I wish he was just a little bit separated, or maybe that was the intention, to have his head blend with the palm. But otherwise, really nice feel of her composition and really interesting colors when you decide to shoot colors. Thank you for participating. All right, I expect the rest of the photos to be a little more just working better, I guess. All right, next up we have the shadow of lines, and it is the shadows from the ceiling windows of the old Central Market in Hong Kong. I was about to say this felt a little bit like Van Ho image, just more modern. It creates the sliding lights and shadows on the wall of the old stairs. Central Market was a fresh food market in central Hong Kong and the first wet market in the city. It is one of only 2 existing Bauhaus market buildings in Hong Kong. Okay, that's good to know. Maybe something interesting to check out if you visiting Hong Kong. The photo itself, I feel like the composition is spot on. It's interesting. You know, nothing I would say, you know, should be composed a little bit better. But the content, it's not like super interesting. Maybe I would like to see more interesting subject or more subjects, maybe standing in each window of light. Like that feels a little bit like a snapshot, even though it's very well composed snapshot, but just not really. It's graphically, like the contrast between the light areas and dark areas is pretty nice, but that's about it for me. All right. I don't know, like this photo, they already have like more, I wouldn't say necessarily emotions, but give me more feeling, give me more, yeah, maybe emotions. And I'm not saying that every photo has to have that. Sometimes you just go for a straight like graphical photo, but I don't think it was that perfect to be just, you know, as a serve as a like a graphical image. This one, that's interesting. I just saw it as a small thumbnail, and I felt like, what is going on, right? And now I realize, just seeing it a little bit bigger, that the balloons kind of cover the head of the mom of the child. I'm gonna assume it's the mom of the child, and she is, it's in the center, but you know, it's shot against the sun, but pretty well exposed that we still get the colors of the balloons and the dress. The composition is nice, you know, the elements of like figure to ground is nice. Maybe I would like to see the legs of the children in a little bit different positions. Not sure what to think about the balloons, as it's pretty, I wouldn't say weird, but it's unusual to have subject like this. But I kind of like it. I think, you know, I can imagine maybe better variation of this scene, but this one is also pretty good. Congratulations, very nice photo. Atul, all right, I've already talked with Atul. This is such a cool photo. That's pretty cool. Atul takes very beautiful photos. If you don't follow him on the Instagram, you should do it. It's let me see, it's Shutter Up. You can see it over here, Shutter Up. All right, moving on to the next photo. Yusuf from Turkey, and I'm not sure if, because I have seen like so many photos, sometimes I get this feeling that this photo was already submitted. And I don't know if it was already submitted for one of the previous rounds or not, but it's very nice photo. The composition, the colors. I don't know what's the deal with the framing. If that's like a film photo. And this is just a scan of a film. I just wish this part was a little more clean, but I overall like the atmosphere of this photo. And just some very nice atmospheric shots. I really like those types of photos when you have a subject out of focus in the foreground. Just very often it's very interesting. Thank you for your submission. Okay, Beeman Photo Boston 2022. And I just closed it. Okay. Composition wise, you know, the lamp could be included whole. Otherwise it's pretty straight, even though I would consider straightening it up a little more with like Lightroom tools or something like that. exposure wise, it's a little too dark for me. I like this part. What is this? It's interesting. It looks like a face. Could be interesting to juxtapose next to something. And then the main subject, really nothing to write home about. It's the woman. It's not well lit. Okay, so maybe you're aiming for the dark silhouette, but the shape of the silhouette is like, it's probably like you saw this place and framed it like decent, even though cutting off the lamp, but framing using this subframe and waiting for the subject to catch it at this exact spot. I don't know if you have like a manual focus or if you needed to focus in the center of the frame, but I would be fine with this because there is also the lamp. So if we had the subject a little bit earlier in the photo, catching it a little bit earlier, it would maybe feel a little too left heavy, but I just don't love the position of the legs, and overall the content is not too interesting. Feels a little bit like a snapshot from the other side of the street, I guess. All right, what kind of party was this? Some dressing or some festival? Thank you for your submission. This one, it's a kind of mixture between like a nature photo and street, or what we can call like a casual photo. The silhouette is pretty cool. It's nicely, you waited for the right moment, and it's it's a little bit lucky that the person is almost in the middle with this shape that it's still recognizable. If we had the hands spread, we had the hands like kind of from the body, it would maybe be even better. I wish this tree, or it's probably what I imagine is the second or third one out of the frame, and I just wish this tree was like a included in the photograph, and then the other one, the third one, wasn't kind of disrupting it. It would be a very nice photo like that. It would probably work better without the second tree, or without the third one interfering with the picture, because what you're going for is this like graphical expression. I can imagine that because it feels like a little weird crop, that it's a little too narrow, that you probably cropped this part out, that it was a little bit messy. Yeah, it's unfortunate that the trees grew like that, but yeah, it is what it is. It's a nice shot for where it was shot, I guess. 21 millimeter, okay. All right, thank you for your submission. This is a beautiful composition. All right, thank you for your submission. This one of my favorite photos from today's session, really reminds me Fan Ho for some reason. Even though when I zoomed in the photo, it felt a little bit like falling apart. I don't know if that's if this is like a big crop, or maybe that's just the nature of Reddit that it scales the photo weirdly. I'm a 37 years old passionate photographer from Delhi, India. I have no particular niche or style of photography to my name yet, but I love capturing people, places, and moments that fascinate me and give my audience an insight about how I see the world around me. I like shooting streets more than anything else and want to establish myself in that genre. Street photography just gives me a bit more freedom of expression where I can portray emotions, feelings, and thoughts through my frame. I really like it. So many talented people in India. Let me see. Let's add it to the collection. And very beautiful photo. Thank you. Such a clean compositions. Even though I'm starting to be a little bit fed up with those, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, those photos, they are really beautiful. It's just, I have seen so many of those compositions. I've seen so much that it feels a bit repetitive, but this one is kind of fresh. I could even, like I said, it feels a little bit like Fun Ho, like Hong Kong or something like that. This is a nice, if this is candid, this is nice. If this is not, it is nice as well, but you know what I mean. All right, thank you for a submission. This one, and maybe it's my deformation for playing with kids too much lately. This weird, unusual angle feels like those cars were toys, and the colors are interesting. I just don't know what to think about this one. The crop is weird. The content is a little bit like, cars, more like a car photography, or I don't know, like travel kind of. There's nothing, I kind of like it and also don't like it in a sense. I think if you have maybe like a portfolio or something like that, it can make sense. Just as a single photo, maybe if you can tell me a little bit more about this story, maybe I would understand it. But for now, it's no, unfortunately. Some interesting. This is cool. Is it like child's feet or just feet overall? What is this? Okay. All right, thank you for your submission. This one, pretty cool, just a simple photo. I don't know if that's like a homemade bike or if the man is transporting the stick, but it's, and again, this is from India. You have this moody kind of fog and nice figure to ground relationship. It's great angle. It's shot from the ground, something different than what you usually see. But it's a simple photo. I think it's nice. It doesn't really make me feel anything special, but overall I think it fell short, well executed. Maybe if we had a bit more light in the face of the subject, we could feel more emotions, or maybe if we have something over there like another subject, that could improve the photo. But I would say decent overall, so I would put it into I would add it into the collection for now. Yeah, and it's actually monochromatic. You take some nice monochromatic pictures, not only black and white but also black and orange. Some great eye for colors and composition. Nepal, okay, this one is from Nepal. I would love to visit Nepal. Yeah, let me know if it's tourist friendly. I was kind of thinking maybe about some hikes or something like that, but it's really a long shot before I will be able to travel again. But yeah. All right. So this one from Chetan, and then I was a bit confused when looking at this photo, especially because it's Chetan's photo. And the reason is that Chetan has often very well kind of composed or pictures that have some kind of, you look at them and then you suddenly start seeing something. And this one, it doesn't have it for me for some reason. And I don't know what's the kind of, my expectations always are when I see Chetan's photo, it's like, wow, this is gonna be something like super amazing, and then this one just feels a bit normal. And the composition, okay, so we have like two pairs, which, okay, it's some elements in it, separated the composition. It's well composed, just the subject in the center are a little bit overlapping in a not pretty way. So basically the center part is what kind of makes me question what is this photo about. But maybe I'm missing something. In the right light, in the right moment, everything is extraordinary. Aaron Rose, it's a quote, Chetan included. This was such a moment I saw and I was able to capture in Hanoi, Vietnam. I was at the Sapo Bakery in downtown Hanoi. Across the road was the Trang Tien Plaza, and the light falling on it was beautiful, creating perfect contrast. I think the contrast is great, but the content is nothing to write home about. Sorry about that this time. You take better photos than this. Sorry about that. Yeah, like I said, if you don't follow Chetan on the Instagram, you should really check it out, because the photos he posts there. And it can also be a little bit tricky with when you have a small Instagram thumbnail. It sometimes just looks better than when you open the photo like a bigger one. You kind of start to see the problems, or like the things in the photo that are not that pretty. But overall, love your pictures. Looking forward to see more of them. This one. This one seems a little bit like a snapshot to me. Obviously, the main focus of this photo is this dog, and then apparently there is another dog also in the frame. We have like two lines which the dog is positioned in between, what's nice about this is how the dog is lit, and it's also white dog on a dark background. But overall, I'm a little bit confused looking at this photo. Yeah. So this time it's no, unfortunately. I like more of some of your photos, much more than this one. Alright, moving on to the next one. It's weird. I don't know if you have it like me, but very often when people over or underexpose certain areas of the photo, I usually, or maybe that's like latest Instagram style or whatnot, is I don't really mind when the photo has like pitch black areas, but I find it really difficult to make it work when the photo has bright white areas, and I often struggle with it with my photography. But this one is somehow decent. I think master of this photography is again Van Ho, is someone who was able to make as good as the very dark photos, the very bright photos. This one, it's not, it's not 10 out of 10. I see the idea, and obviously it's probably a man on a skis or something, and with the snow you just overexpose it and all the white areas are lost, but we still get the rest of it. Like, it's just overall, even though it's simple composition, it feels a little bit messy with all those like kind of parts which are black. I don't know, maybe I'm not expressing myself clearly. I would maybe consider splitting it into half and making it a vertical picture, just like that. Not sure, because I also feel like the subject is too small. It's nice try. It's a great try, but it did not impress me too much. Sorry about that, man. This is beautiful, very beautiful photo of mountains. This is a little bit different because the space is used differently, kind of frames the subject. I like it much more than this one than that one. Right, thank you for your submission. This one, I kind of see what you went for, but I think it's a little too tight, and yeah, that's basically my only, not my only problem, but one of my problems, that it's tight. I would also straighten it up because you're losing some space as the photo goes up. So I would make it even. And it's nice sketch. It's just missing, I don't know, maybe some kind of subject in the foreground, maybe like a face facing us out of focus, but then it would block the content, which I think this could really work because of the echoing, not echoing shapes, the mirroring kind of thing, that we have the same face. Maybe if we had had face in the foreground, if it was framed maybe horizontally, including this and maybe third face. Yeah, it's just a photo of a shopping window, you know, from one of the walks through the first district of Vienna. I thought it's funny and fitting because of my nickname, Pixeland. Okay, Pixeland Pic. Okay, yeah, and I also think it's funny. It's just it feels like when you photograph someone's art that you kind of present. I think you kind of need to add something extra to it, because otherwise it's just a composition they prepared, or someone prepared, someone decided to present. But yeah, it's not bad, and it's just it's missing some other element to it, if it makes sense. All right, some interesting photos. This 3 structure pictures on the Instagram never really worked for me, because I then wasn't able to keep it up, and then it was all messed up. Some like acts or nudes, or how is it called in English, some interesting portraits. So thank you for your submission. From one of the walks in Paris. Again, this is a little too tight, and this is something between taking a shot from behind, because you have the bunnies facing us. This one is taken during one of my latest walks in Paris. Yeah, this feels like the content is squeezed a little bit. I wish this was maybe a horizontal image, or it's also a little dark, and I mean it might be difficult to kind of expose correctly. I don't know if this was taken during the evening, because there's a lot of lights, but those lights are turned off, so it makes the top part of the image dark, and you know, the subjects are cut off, which this one is. What is it? Is it a dog or a bag? Or yeah, it's not too pleasant to look at for me, unfortunately. Somehow the colors are interesting though. I don't know if that's film or if that's like a edit, but it has interesting tones. That's good. And then the metallic blue or whatever it is, it's nice, but somehow this picture doesn't work for me. I'm sorry about that. And as I said many times before, you have a really great eye for colors and for crops. Thank you. Sad clown. Okay, I wonder what's the pronunciation in English. Is it clown? Let's find out. Clown. It's clown. Okay. Clown. I like it. I think, you know, often when you have those kind of casual, I wouldn't say like maybe street portraits, but you know, photographing someone up close, it's usually all about his or her expression. And then the trick here is that the clown he has the expression painted on his face. So he kind of did it for you. Yeah, but I think, you know, it's unusual because you don't really meet that many people with painted faces like that. It would be something different if this was like a clown fest or something like that. But anyways, an interesting character, kind of caught in his own thoughts, maybe passing by. This was taken with like a Q2 monochrome, so that's 28mm, I guess. So it was pretty close, and I like it. I think it's decent. Thank you for your submission, and I'm gonna add it to the collection for now. All right. Some nice black and white photos. And also color ones. Do you have regular, like, oh, this is GR, okay. So many people, including myself, have this kind of combination of GR and Leica. Let's go to the movies. Those old movie theaters, I'm assuming it's all, I mean, with this old style lettering, they often make for, or they kind of, you know, provide this very atmospheric place for photographs. I just don't know if the exposure here, the subject is quite dark and the main focus is on the title, which is a little too tight, it's cut off. I can see better photos taken at this place. I'm just checking if my kids are sleeping or not. What was I saying? Or yeah, I think it's a little bit too dark for me, or the exposure is a little bit weird. I just wish the top was a little less bright, and the top was a little darker, and the bottom was a little less bright. And because it's hard to judge the composition when it's, you know, dark, like that dark, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. But thank you for your submission, Chira. I think over here the composition looks, so I would say overall, compared with some of your other images, this one is probably weaker than the one you submitted before. And you know I often like your images a lot. Alright, this one, which I picked for the thumbnail of this video. There are several things I like and also a few that I dislike about this picture, but overall I think it's a very pleasant picture to look at. You have five figures, which many of them have somehow decent, you know, shape of their figure. It's odd number, so that's good. It's kind of pleasant to look at. In the middle you have policeman, dark figure, kind of dividing them. They are separated, not really touching that much each other, so that's good from composition perspective. From the color perspective, it's very nice edit or film. What I don't like from a composition standpoint is how the lights go through the head of the policeman. This could have been dealt with if you put the camera a little bit more up. But then I guess you framed for the background, which is not losing this hotel, this building. I wonder where this is. It looks like some warm place. It's not really saying where it is, but I like it. Pleasant picture to look at. All right. This is funny. Okay, some great eye for the composition. Just waiting for maybe more interesting subjects, I guess. Yeah, a lot of your photos are very nicely composed, just need a little bit more action in it. This is interesting. My first thought is like this is from another planet. You have this trio of colors, the blue, yellow and red. This triangle, it's very nicely exposed for what I can imagine must have been pretty difficult lighting. And then you also needed to do, I don't know if they stopped in the air or if this was like, I don't know, 500th of a second or something. I wonder what was it. And then you have the face of the attraction. Kind of challenging shot to take. Yeah. And the details over here are amazing. I like it. It's a nice shot. Let's add it to the collection for now. Okay, it's Aham Khalifi. Yeah, I wonder if that's from the same spot you took your winning photo. It was the one on the ride. If that's like the same festival or something, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Timing. So this photo again feels a little bit too tight. There are a few elements that are nice, you know. Obviously you have this girl leaving the scene, you have the foot hanging in the air, and she's kind of hidden. She's kind of hidden in the shadows. And another element is that you have this pair talking, which you can clearly see the shadows, which looks great, but somehow this photo feels incomplete for me. It either feels like weird crop, or it feels like, I don't know, and the rhythm is nice. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, like those gates of light, and then the shadows. It's nice. It's just, yeah, something feels a little bit off about this photo. Hello there, I took this photo on a trip to Sevilla. I waited in this hallway for a bit and was watching people's shadows move about and converse and what have you. When I saw these girls draw near, I took a few shots in a quick succession, and the sound must have caught her attention as she turned into the staircase. I loved that She's mid-step. Yeah, I love that too. This photo was taken on 35mm film, Kodak Gold. All right. All right. So yeah, let me know if you shoot on the using the film only. Oh, this is beautiful. And this is also nice. You have the shadows in between. I think it's interesting space. It might be challenging to kind of figure out how to position yourself to, you know, make the best use of it. Jukebox girl. The jukebox girl feels a little bit like, I wonder where's the focus. It's on her back or her eyes. It feels a little bit weird. I just wish this was, it feels almost like too close. I wish more of the environment was included, top of the jukebox. And also those jukeboxes are often very colorful. I don't know if the colors were off or something, and so you decided to make it black and white, or if you shoot just black and white. But maybe that's something about the contrast here that makes me feel like it almost feel like this is a raw photo. Sri Lanka Leica SL2 SL50mm f1.4. I would definitely punch more contrast in the edit. And yeah, composition wise, I feel like maybe also stepping a little bit more to the right and tilting the camera to the left to see more of her face would make the photo better, I guess. This is beautiful camera. I'm definitely getting something like that when I'm getting into the film, or maybe like M6. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. It's expensive, man. It's just. I have to stop looking at it. It's just, you know, the Leica cameras are so beautiful, but also so expensive, and I want to keep both of my kidneys for now. So, all right, Italy. Okay, let me think about this one. I think it's decent shot for where it was shot and how it was shot. It's, you know, most of the subjects are facing forward. That's good. Composition is nice, nicely framed the building, even though there's a little bit of something. I don't know if that's, sorry about that, if that's a tree or something. Those subjects are a little in the dark, but that can easily be improved in the post-process. Overall, I think it's good. It's just the moment. It's not a special moment. But if you were visiting for vacation or something and you just wanted to show someone, you know, this is how it looks in Italy, this is, you know, what I felt like or whatever, I think it's decent. I just don't think as a single standout photograph it's something super special. And let me know if you have Instagram or online portfolio, as I wasn't able to find it. But thank you for your submission. This one, an attempt for a decent composition. I would maybe include a little bit more of the staircase, as I don't feel like it's necessarily to include as much of the pavement as you did. And then the problem I have with this one, not talking about the overexposure on the staircase, is that you have dark subject on the dark background, and it all feels a little bit lost and feels like a snapshot, and the subject has not really any special kind of moves that would save the photo, and the crop feels a little bit weird. I would go for, I think the basis of the composition are alright. I would just stand maybe a little bit further to include more of the staircase and try to get someone going down over here, down over there. Make sure they dress some light things to pop against the dark background, because otherwise they are lost in that photo, which, you know, doesn't make it clear for the viewer to kind of figure out what's going on. But thank you for your submission. But yeah, this might be because I love reds, but this is a nice photo. All right, thank you for your submission. Looking forward to see more of your photos. Zox image, Orlando, never fails me. This is cool. I don't know if I would like it more if it was shot from the other way, you know, but maybe that would be too predictable. This is interesting. I don't know if that's some kind of a show or something, or if they kind of walking down the stairs like that, but you know, that's impressive. I would also love to do handstand like this. Young people trying to be original and get famous on YouTube. Not sure if you commenting about me or about this photo. No, I'm kidding. It's funny how sometimes I meet someone who's doing like a TikTok dance, or who's doing like something like that, and I like the colors, I like the separation of the subjects, and it's weird. It looks like it's staged. I mean, they did it for someone who was probably at that spot I was talking about, maybe dancing to some kind of dance music or something. But it's a nice. It evokes like a nice moment. Thank you for your submission. India, yeah, that's what I said when I talked about it. That those photos are beautiful. It's just they getting a bit repetitive. And then it's not necessarily like your fault because you live there. It's just I've been exposed to so many of them, and this one is also beautiful. The triangle, the sun, the clean water. It just makes me want to visit India, and also thirsty, seeing so much water. And I forgot my water bottle. Let's put it to the collection for now. Add it to the collection. 9 posts already. Alright. Some great eye for colors. Interesting. Alright, thank you for your submission. Market Butcher. Is it Butcher? Butcher. I don't know, I will have to look it up. I would say butcher. Anyways, nice colors. I'm not really a big fan of dead bodies like that, but where was this taken? Shot in Muslim quarter in Xi'an. Xi'an, is it like sorry for my ignorance, but is it like China? Oh, it's probably in China. Okay, because I see the signs. Or maybe in Japan? I don't know. Let me know where this was taken. Shot from behind, I think from the other side, you know, seeing his expression would be maybe a stronger shot. The colors are nice though. Some travel photos from Asia. This is beautiful place. Where is it? Halong Bay, very triangle island. Indeed. You should have got someone in the shot with this triangle hat. That would contrast with it greatly. This is cool. Alright. Thank you for your submission. Some pretty cool insight into travel photos. This one, break between songs. Is this a telephoto, like 50? Okay, shot with Sony A64 6400 and Tamron 17 to 70. It's, you know, the focus on him is nice. Everything feels like okay, decent shot of the artist. I wouldn't be ashamed of like him using the photo on his website. I also like the subjects in the foreground, which are a little bit out of focus. I wish maybe some other subjects were leaving the frame, so kind of framing him in between those two subjects. The brightest spot, unfortunately, is this window, which kind of draws me looking into like nothing. The expression on his face is okay. I would say it's okay. And he's a great looking guy. I would try to probably kind of like work the scene, and try to make more shots of him and see what I can get. Is there a story about this photo? Not really. It's interesting moment, but not like super special that would want me to kind of, you know, print this and hang it on the wall. But overall, I would say decent shot. Thank you for your submission. I'm Chloe Thomas. Alright. Nice details. Nice moment. Feels like you're shooting a little bit from the distance, if I'm not mistaken, which I don't really mind. It just sometimes feels like it, like when someone watching someone else. But overall, really like your photos. Thank you for your submission. Looking forward to see more of your photos. And the last one for today, and as I said at the beginning, I'm not able to review all the photos submitted because we had a lot of them today. And this one, Young Freedom. I will start with what I like about the photo. I like the colors. I like there is some kind of mist or water mist, which makes it interesting. The composition at the top is nice, not cutting off the buildings, framing the main subject, which is she, you know, being observed by two other characters. The colors are pretty nice. The wave is nice. I just wish they were not cut off, or maybe I would get even closer between them and somehow frame her in between them, make them maybe out of focus, just like that. You know, imagine if they were not there, it would just be a very nice shot of a woman with her hands like this. But overall, I think those two subjects are what kind of makes me, you know, not like this photo as much as I would if they were properly put into place or kind of, you know, worked around them. And you take a lot of photos during the night. Okay, wedding photography, pretty cool. Okay, thank you for your submission. And now everyone's favorite part it is, which is picking the finalists. Here we go. So this is the finalist number 1, 2, 3, and then we deciding between this photo, this photo, this photo, this photo, this photo, and this photo. I'm definitely keeping this one, Lonely Walker. I love this shot, love the atmosphere. I'm keeping this one. It's so different from the other ones. So, which leaves us with, I'm gonna probably remove the early morning. Sorry about that. How many we need to remove? 2. I'm probably gonna remove this one. And also this one, which leaves us with the sad clown as the last finalist. So thank you everyone who watched today, either live or from from the upload. Let me know in the comments below, and make sure to join next round. You have 2 weeks to submit for the next round, because I am leaving again, not this time for vacation, but I will be babysitting dogs of my parents because they go to the vacation. Yeah, difficult, but I will have time to kind of work on the web and on the gallery and stuff, and hopefully maybe do more interviews. I have recently started posting more short videos, so if you have a mobile phone, you can check it out and let me know what you think. Until then, I will be looking forward to see more of your photos. Have a great day.